Good morning, class. I'm Michele Feltis, and I am here to visit with you about my meeting with my mentor. I chose Dawn Purcell as my mentor. She is the wife of our district superintendent, Tim Purcell. Dawn has always been a person that I could call on when I had concerns, something that I needed to discuss. My husband's always told me, always flush up, never flush down. And so Dawn has been that person that I could call on for advice, and some crazy advice. I won't get into it, but it all panned through, and she has been a solid rock for me. Dawn always gives sound advice, and she always leans on her faith for her advice, and is not a person of many words, but is a person that I can count on, and that has an awesome listening ear, and that is what I need. But I need to listen to her and take from her advice. She's never scared. Dawn and I met last Saturday as a phone conference call. I went into the nursery of our church and we visited that way because she lives an hour away and our times and schedules did not work to meet in person, but we intend on doing so during the class time for our other meetings, if at all possible. We met Saturday at 10 o'clock and we visited for about an hour and a half. So it went a little longer than anticipated, but she listened to everything I had to say about what I was doing in ministry, and then she gave me input. And what I found from her input was that I really need to focus on prioritizing my life. I am a very, very busy person, and I'm working on several projects, and we also discussed a feeling of failure that I have that she is going to work with me on, and take it to the powers that be as far as what I need to do to refocus in that area. I visited with Dawn about an area that I feel like I've been a failure in, and that I've failed people, and that's the area of immigration that I've done some studies in, but life happened and it threw me off track, and God's put me on a track, but the doors that way haven't been open necessarily, and it might be of my own fault. So, but it has to do with time management. So that's one thing that I posed to Dawn, and we'll be discussing that more, and I will come up with a plan if that is what I'm to do. So I'm just putting things in God's hands, and she knows how I feel, and that I need to move forward in some aspect, but not knowing how that may be. So I'm working on 3 things that are areas that I need to prioritize. The first area is I need to prioritize prayer and time for myself, and time to just seek God and the answers to the things that I'm doing. So this class is very important to me, and learning through practical application is very important to me. That's how I learn. So the time to study is important. I'm also working with ATEV, the Arts to End Violence programming that I facilitate, and that needs to be prioritized as far as time. Discuss the things that I need to change and the things that I need to prioritize. And I've given up some positions in leadership within the church because we need to be more of a multicultural church. They don't need me on the board. They need the diversity of the people within our church on the board. And also the leadership with our youth group. I've been the facilitator of that, and bringing leaders on board that are starting to really do an amazing job in getting to know the kids. So I am starting to relinquish those duties, and duties with driving the church van. We're still seeking that person that can be able to help with that. I have 3 areas that I'm working on in my life, and that is in my education, and it's in youth programming, children's programming, and it's also in with some work that I'm doing with our mayor in our city, and I need to prioritize my time to be able to do these things. So Dawn really gave me insight on how to prioritize, and we discussed, Dawn helped me to understand this process of she being a mentor, and I'm going to email her any questions I have, and when we meet, before we meet next time, I will have more questions for her so she can give me more input. But we really focused on prioritizing my time and focusing on prayer, so and letting God just lead, because I am addicted to hurry, and I told her that that was the book that we were reading, and I think she thought that would be a good read for me. Thank you, and I hope everybody's having an awesome week. See ya.